privilege of this event is made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us now honor and respect their efforts and our country. Civilian gentlemen, please remove your hats. All veterans, we encourage you to render the appropriate salute, and everyone able, please stand at attention, placing your hand over your heart as our marching band proudly plays our national anthem.
All right, we want to welcome the audience in here. This is Lakeview Husky Football under the Thursday night lights here at Richard Black Stadium in St. Clair Shores, where tonight the Lakeview Huskies will take on the Titans of Stevenson in a crossover MAC battle. My name is Tony Savali. I'm up in the booth tonight calling tonight's game, and with me is longtime friend of Coach 3, longtime friend of the Lakeview program, Coach Al Gulick. Nice to have you, Al.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be here. I'm excited and kind of a childhood dream of mine to be able to do this tonight, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, both teams come in tonight with a 1-0 record. Lakeview had played last Thursday. They played, ironically, the Titans of Warren Woods Tower. Won that game 28-0. Stevenson played on Friday night. They went out to Novi, a playoff team from last year, and won the game 21-7. So 1 day of extra preparation for the Lakeview Huskies. Al, you think that has anything to do with tonight? You think that's a good sign for the Huskies?
I'm never going to bet against Coach 3 if he's got an extra day to prepare for somebody. I know that.
Stevenson won the toss, and they deferred into the second half. Lakeview will be receiving the ball. They'll be working themselves left to right from our booth. You'll probably hear this a lot tonight, and most of the times Lakeview plays somebody. Two different styles of offense tonight. We'll see the Huskies take the ball first. More of a ground and pound attack. Stevenson a little bit more open, throws the ball a bit more. But two MAC foes. And here we go with the kickoff. Eric Simmons deep, fields this ball at the 10-yard line. Makes a few moves. Lakeview will take over at about the 24-yard line.
Yeah, as we get ready to go on offense, let's get those starting guys up front for the Huskies. Tight end, David Asatega. Left tackles, Malik Mason. Left guard, number 54, John Klein. The center, 56, Kyle McCabe. Right guard, number 68, Jacob Snell. Bobby Clark is the right tackle, and Aiden Daniels rounds up the boys up front at tight end.
Lakeview 1st and 10 from their own 25. Three-back offense. This is how Lakeview does it. Lots of deception. This ball is handed to Brandon Harris. Ball might be loose. Waiting for a call. Looks like it's recovered by the Huskies.
I think they dodged a bullet right there.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker if you lose that one. Brandon Harris had a huge game last week. Probably the featured running back here. Rushed for 170 yards last week, I believe, on 18 carries, 2 touchdowns. He broke the fourth play of the game for a 70-yarder. So hoping to see the same thing here. Here come the Huskies again with their three-back offense, led by quarterback Gavin McKee, sophomore. Handoff off to the right. Gain of just a couple. Stevenson stout through the middle.
Yeah, not much there up front for the Huskies. They're going to have to figure out those double teams and get up on the linebackers.
Yeah, you've had an opportunity to coach with Coach 3. Not too many teams run this 3-back offense, double tight ends. What would you say about this offense? What's the pros of running a tight offense like this?
I think early in the season like this, you're able to, when it's warm out, your guys are used to running this kind of thing. You can wear on a defense if you do it well.
Yep. 3rd and 6 here. McKee keeps the ball. Little play action. Decided to roll out, but Stevenson was strong with their rush. They will sack him. Number 7 for Stevenson. Caden Bollinger in the backfield gets that quarterback sack. Huskies want to stay on schedule. I talked to Coach 3. It's so important for them to try to stay out of those 3rd and longs as they only put the ball in the air maybe about 3 to 5 times a game. That time they didn't even get the ball up in the air. They're looking to punt here, 4th and 14 from their own 20-yard line. Back to punt is Andrew Medvedik. Good snap. Almost blocked. That punt gets off. Ball's rolling. Looks like it's going to be down by the Huskies at the Stevenson 41-yard line.
Give that high-powered Stevenson offense some room to work, and it could be problems. So the defense got to step up and get a stop here for the Huskies.
Why don't you give us those defensive starters here, Coach Gulick?
Defensive end, number 9, David Asageti. Defensive tackles are Connor Kubiak and John Klein. The defensive end on the other side, Kyle Gorman. The linebackers, Gary Winston, Ramon Myatt, and Corey Pendleton in the 4-3 look. 2 safeties, Brady Pope and Terrell McCurdy. And 2 corners, Corian Lattimore and Keontae Wolf. Coach was talking to me yesterday about Keontae. Said that kid is tough, pound for pound, one of the biggest hitters on the team. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of that.
Great athlete, great basketball player, great football player. Speaking of great, Stevenson has a great quarterback, only a 10th grader. Number 9, Andrew Knight. Last year started this game as a freshman. Coach Newcomb said, this team was young last year. They've really grown up. This quarterback, Division I talent, already offered by Bowling Green. 1st and 10 from the 41. Sweep off to the left to number 2. He breaks a couple tackles here. Held onto by number 21 for Lakeview. Brady Pope brings him down after a gain of about 7.
It's that wide open jet sweep look. Stevenson likes to establish that, and they'll come back with a wing counter the other way, so defense has got to stay home on the backside.
Lakeview, they practice a lot against a tight offense. This is definitely spread open. They're going to have to put some pressure on this young quarterback. 2nd down and 2. Quarterback's going to keep himself. Knight runs left off tackle, grabs a couple yards. Looks like he's going to have enough for a 1st down. Knight is known for running the ball, being elusive, getting out of the pocket, and he'll sling the ball. Last week he played just the first half, came out of the game in the second half, but threw for 170 yards in the first half and 2 touchdowns against Novi.
Nice job there by John Klein for the Huskies to hang on. He got a field, had him stop for a loss, and then Knight was able to just wiggle away for those couple yards.
Knight out of the shotgun. Fakes the handoff. Jukes in the backfield. Jukes a couple guys. He's off right. Good pursuit by the Huskies, but they can't seem to bring him down. He's breaking tackles. Had a lot of chances to get him in the backfield. Made about 3 or 4 Huskies miss. He gained 10 yards. Moving the chains again. There you see it, Coach Gulick. You see that elusiveness.
I can see why he's been offered at such a young age by Division I college programs. He's definitely got the feet.
Absolutely. This team was real young last year, and they competed in the MAC Red, and now they're 1 year older, and they're looking to really win some games. Here comes a long throw by Knight. That is complete. The crossing route to number 10, Mark Taylor Jr. I talked to Coach 3 today. He definitely wanted to contain the run and put this team in long third downs. Stevenson is moving the ball pretty quickly here. Hand off to number 5. A few Huskies are in there on the tackle. Runs left. Not going to get much. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2.
That up-tempo offense is Stevenson, too. They don't huddle. They go right to the line. They're ready to go. They're getting a call from the sideline, and that wears on the defense when it's warm like it is tonight. We'll have to see how the Huskies are able to battle that.
Yeah, here they go again. It's already 2nd down and 7. They're back up to the line. Knight out of the shotgun. Number 5 in the backfield with them. Knight keeps it himself. He runs left. He makes a couple moves. He decides not to cut it upfield. He kind of gets stoned there at the 6-yard line. Way to kind of shed that block there and not let him get to the outside. That'll bring up a big 3rd down here. 3rd down and 5. We would love to hold this team to a field goal attempt.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The whole playbook's open here, though. Knight out of the shotgun. He's back to pass. Looking left. Looks for his receiver. Kind of a back shoulder throw for a touchdown to number 4, Ronnie Hill Jr. Good coverage, but just better throw, better catch. He tiptoed the sideline. And there you go. The Stevenson Titans take a 6-0 lead with 6:31 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, good coverage out there by Keontae Wolf, but Knight threw that ball where only his receiver was going to catch that thing right over his outside back shoulder, and that was tough.
That's a big league throw, yeah. You don't see too many high schoolers, especially 10th graders, throwing back shoulder throws at the pylon there. Big-time throw. Number 20 here, the holder. High school special teams. Let's see how this goes. There's the snap. And they're looking to fake it. He rolls left. The holder rolls left to a wide-open number 21. Will Olds with the catch. You knew Stevenson must have been working on that all week. That was a well-designed play. The holder peeled out, rolled left, and hit a wide-open receiver in the left side of the end zone. 8-0 Stevenson. Coach, when you coach, how much time can you prep for special teams throughout the week? Are you able to prepare for things like that?
Well, you like to think that you prepare, but, you're spending so much time on your offense and your defense that, let's face it, you don't always see on film teams, special team stuff, especially if they put a 2-point play in like that this week. They didn't show it last week. You got this week, you got the scrimmage film, you got the first week film. You didn't see it in either one of those. You're just not prepared.
Yep. And I do know that when Lakeview scores, they like to go for 2, so you wonder if Stevenson had that in mind, that when Lakeview scores, they love to try to go for 2, and maybe this is a game of scoring 8 points at a time instead of just scoring 6. So Lakeview's looking to respond here. They're looking into the sun here. The kickoff's going to come from right to left.
We coached against Coach Newcomb when he was at Cousino. He's not afraid to kick an onside either. We got to be prepared for that.
Left foot kicker. He drives this one deep. That ball's going to, ooh, that was dangerous. That ball landed right on the goal line. Kicked right. Luckily, it hit on the goal line, which will be a touchback for the Huskies.
All right, time to see if the Huskies can respond here, put a drive together. Chew up some time, keep that high-powered offense off the field.
That's the name of Lakeview Huskies game. They definitely like to win time of possession. They like to stay on schedule. They'll hit the big play here and there. They'll hit the big run, and when they do throw the ball, they're looking for the big play. But for the most part, if you followed Huskies football, it's about gaining 4 and 5 yards and wearing a defense down. Got to connect some first downs here on this drive. McKee under center. Hands it through the middle. Again, the ball might have got loose a little bit there. Number 35, Tucker Weddle, with a good gain through the middle, running hard through the middle.
Good hard run. That's what they need. They need a couple of those, settle themselves down, get their offensive line in, settled down and ready to run here, and they'll be fine.
Going to spot this ball right on the 30-yard line. Gain of 10 for Tucker Weddle. I'll move the chains. Remember watching Huskies football, it's not uncommon for them to use every second of this clock. It looks like they're going to play with a little bit of tempo for Lakeview Huskies football. Gavin McKee again through to Tucker Weddle right through the middle. Gain of 3. Our quarterback, Gavin McKee, also this is a battle of sophomore quarterbacks. Coach, how do you keep a sophomore quarterback going into a senior or to a MAC white season? How do you keep them poised? What are you telling them as they prepare to take the field?
Well, I think you just got to, Coach Street's going to tell his young man that he's in control of the huddle. He's going to run the offense. We're not going to put too much pressure on him early. See if we can establish that run game. And
hand off to the left. Stuffed over there by the right side of the Titans defensive line. Not much of a gain. That's going to bring up about a 3rd and 7. And here we go. A lot of rollout passes from the Huskies. Looking for tight ends. Aiden Daniels. David Usagetti. Look for the running backs to become receivers out of the backfield. But here we are at 3rd and 7. Ball at the 33-yard line. Let's see what McKee has. Through the middle. Just a gain of 1 maybe. That's going to bring up a 4th down. And here's Coach Street's first decision. He's been known to go for it on 4th down.
It appears that they're going to punt this one away.
Yeah, 4th and 6 would be tough from your own 34-yard line. Again, Andrew Medvedik back to kick. Back deep for Stevenson, number 6, Ty Jenkins. Need a good snap. Need a good catch. Need good kick here. Medvedik gets the punt off. Drives the ball through the wind. It's received at about the 30-yard line. Big tackle there. Big tackle by the Lakeview Huskies coverage team, number 15.
Nice hustle down there. Number 15, Jason Messenger.
Oh, Jason Messenger. Good speed. Eluded the blocking and was right there. Good timing on that hit. Now, last year these two teams met in week 2. Both teams were 1-0 last year. And it was a game of back and forth. Stevenson Titans had a 14-0 lead. Lakeview Huskies scored at the end of the first half, went for 2, went into halftime with a 14-8 deficit. We came out, Lakeview Huskies scored in the second half, and we had a 16-14 lead most of the game. Stevenson pulled out an improbable comeback victory at the very end. Scored on their last possession, put the game into overtime, won in overtime 30-22. So these two teams battled it out last year. Lakeview's got to get a stop here so they don't fall down 2 touchdowns like they did last year. Knight, handoff through the middle. Little draw play. Number 5 through the middle. Alex Delory for the Stevenson.
Man, Tony, right now the tail of this game is speed, team speed. Stevenson looks like they're a little faster. The Huskies are going to have to figure out some way to counteract that.
Yeah, John Klein didn't really make contact with him for the first, until he got about 5 yards through the hole there. So we got to get some pressure, shed some blocks. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 4. Slot receiver comes over, talks to Knight. He comes in motion, number 2. Knight, play action, back to pass. He's going to throw a deep ball to number 4. Coverage by Keontae Wolf. Number 4 did break open there in the last few strides. Ball was overthrown. Got to be ready for these deep passes.
Third and 4 now for Stevenson. Big play here for Lakeview. See if they can get a stop here. This would be huge.
Watch that quarterback keeper. A lot of times coaches like to keep it in the hands of their best player. Be ready for some sort of play action quarterback keep. Again, a lot of communication between the receivers. Got 4 receivers. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Lakeview adjusting. Number 2 in motion from left to right.
Looks like they're going to change the play here based on what they saw from Lakeview's defense.
Calling a little of an audible. Now we got 3 receivers to the left, 1 off to the right. Knight back to pass. He's rolling left. Good pursuit by number 7. Zips the ball there, finds number 2. on about a 15-yard, 20-yard out. That's going to be enough for a first down.
That's probably a pass-run option for Knight there. If he gets out in the open, there's nobody open. He's probably got the green light to run that, I would guess. That's kind of what it looks like.
Good quarterback. He's putting that ball on the money. Good hands. 1st and 10 for Stevenson from the Lakeview 43. Knight back to pass. He's hit as he throws, but he gets it off. Number 15 over the middle on a slant pattern, shedding a tackle and into the end zone for a touchdown. Number 15 for Stevenson. Another great throw. That ball was put right on the money. Ahmed Orr for Stevenson. Pretty decent coverage. It had him only by about a half a step, but that ball was put on the money. Tried to tackle him there, tried to do a shoestring tackle, but he was able to high step his way into the end zone. Stevenson takes a quick 14-0 lead here with 3:12 left. Be ready for the fake here. This time they're going to kick the extra point. Left foot kick. That ball's right through. Similar to last year, down 2 touchdowns. Coach Street always stays very poised, keeps the boys poised. What would you be saying to your boys in the huddle if you were down 2 touchdowns here, Al?
Well, just what you're saying, Tony, that, the game is early. We've been here before with this team. The seniors know that. Keeping your sophomore quarterback poised in the huddle is going to be the trick now, and Coach is good at that. He's poised and held together and doesn't get rattled, and so he'll keep them together. I just think if they can get an offensive drive put together here.
Got to get some first downs here. Got to run some of that clock. Get some momentum on our side. This Lakeview Huskies, if they get down, multiple touchdowns, I'm not sure if this is the offense that's really known for making major comebacks. So they made the good comeback last year, down 2 touchdowns. And this is about the time last year when they put a drive together and put one in the end zone. Kick is deep, received at the 10-yard line.
Can't catch a break right now either. Slipped and fell there on the return.
Yeah, they've set themselves up with a long field here. Gavin McKee, sophomore quarterback. Last week was his first week starting a varsity game. Put the ball in the air a few times. They did have a couple nice rollout plays where they had 3 options and deep guys open. Coach Street talked today about missing some of those opportunities and maybe hitting those when they're there. They checked down. They had some nice pass plays, but they could have hit some big ones. You wonder if we can see that today. Maybe they'll get a few receivers loose in the open field. But here we are with the 3 backs, 2 tight ends. McKee under center from their own 17. Some confusion on the snap. Ball might have been loose. Looks like Huskies recovered. Yeah, you can't have this, Al. This is a lot of mistakes here.
Yeah, that's a miscue with a lineman and a quarterback right there on that play. I think he opened the wrong way, unfortunately, and that cost him down in a yard, and that's not where you want to be.
2nd and 11. Clock's rolling here in the first quarter, down to 2:35. Stevenson up 15-0. Last year in the MAC Red, Stevenson finished their year real strong in the MAC Red. They lost some games, but they competed in every one. The Huskies play in the MAC White. They finished 6-3 last year, playoff team. Knew this was going to be a tough battle. Nice run here. Off to the left. Brandon Harris.
Nice physical inside run.
Yeah, they opened a hole for him there. He was able to, get through that defensive line, shake a guy. Gain of about 8 there. That brings up a third down and 4. Long 3. Let's call it 4. Now you got to wonder, is this 2-down territory for Coach Street?
As explosive as this Stevenson offense is, I think it might be a little early for that, but I guess we'll have to see what he decides.
Yeah. McKee Handoff left.
Nice hard run. That's going to be close.
Yeah, looks like he's giving it to him. He's calling the change.
There we go.
Far side official. We're going to move the change. That's a first down for Lakeview. And that's important. That's important. Keep your offense on the field. Keep this young quarterback from Stevenson. The best thing you can do is keep him on the sideline. Long, sustained drives here.
That's right. Keep those explosive receivers and that quarterback on the sideline.
Absolutely.
Good spot for him.
Lakeview will go under center here. McKee under center from his own 28-yard line. 3 backs. This ball's handed. It's ran up the middle. A lot of power running here by the Huskies. I want to go for just a yard or two. Eric Simmons on the ball. Carry. Tough to see. It's tough to see, even if you had spotters up here in the booth. It's with all the play fakes and the tight runs, and sometimes tough to see who's got the ball, and that's why they're able to break so many big runs. Last week they were able to deceive the Titans of Warren Woods Tower. A lot of defenders running left while Brandon Harris took off in the opposite direction. Maybe we can break one here. McKee to Harris. Trying to run left off tackle. Good pursuit into the backfield by Stevenson. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. About 10 seconds left on the clock here. Coach Street will probably just let this thing run out, regroup. Look away from the sun as the second quarter starts. See if they can come up, draw up a play here. When your run game's only grabbing maybe 3 and 4 yards a carry, what do you think, Al, here? What would be a good call to maybe pick up 10 yards here?
That might be a good time for a little play-action pass and dump one to the tight end.
Score is 15-0 at the end of the first quarter. Teams will change sides. Coach Liska and the strength and conditioning coach does a great job. Assistant coaches Matt Kalea, Ahmad Good, Jason Kedro, Mike Grimm, Tony Lovett, Shane McCain, Andrew Cannell, Nolan Richendaler, Chris Wise. A lot of time. I've been here all summer watching these guys prepare. A lot of kids out in the program. We've got 3 teams here at Lakeview High School. A lot of guys on the sidelines, so it's good to see here at Lakeview. Building something good here. Coach Street has led this team to the playoffs many years here. But here they got to come up with a big play. What does Coach Street have? 3rd down and 10. McKee back to pass. Well, David Osagetti slipped out of the right tight end position, and he was open for like a 2-yard out. I don't know if he would have got the first down, but throw was a little bit off.
Stevenson was able to get to Gavin that time. Made him throw it a little faster than he wanted to. It looked like they were trying to set up a tight end screen out there to Osagetti, actually. Yeah, that couldn't get the ball to him. It would have been a good play. There was a lot of green.
Yeah, and he's a track star. David Osagetti is also getting some looks from the college level from Wayne State. Getting some Division I calls. David Osagetti, track star. My son's a track athlete, and I've had the privilege to watch David Osagetti run. Him and Brandon Harris and Jason Messenger and Eric Simmons. A lot of track guys on this football team, and, man, they can move. So if he would have caught that ball with some green. But here we are, 4th down and 10. Looks like after the timeout, we're going to be punting the ball.
Stevenson called that timeout. I wonder if they're thinking that Coach Street might have some tricky up his sleeve here.
Yeah, in last week's game against Warren Woods Tower, there was quite a few. Tower had 2 fake punts. Lakeview's known to have a few trick plays. At the high school level, you don't know what to expect on special teams. The punt games aren't usually super strong. You don't have kids necessarily punting the ball 60 yards. So if you can pull a trick play out, more power to you. But we are at 4th and 10 here, so we'll see. Snap to to Andrew Medvedik. This ball looks like it gets blocked by somebody on the Stevenson line. Gets in there, gets a hand on it. That ball went straight up, and really a no punt, no yardage on that punt. Stevenson's going to come out of this, start the second quarter with incredible field placement here. On the ball's going to be placed on the 26-yard line. So things just aren't going right. Time of possession, that's almost like a turnover there, not getting any change of field.
Yeah, number 70, Raul Craycut there, came right up the middle, got some good push through the center, got his hand up, got a piece of that ball, I think.
Here we go. Andrew Knight, sophomore quarterback, going to take the Titans. The 26-yard line. Fakes the handoff, looking right. Has number 2, the slot receiver, on a little skinny slant. He catches the ball at about the 5-yard line and walks right into the end zone. His passing attack is the real deal. That is 3 passing touchdowns here to start this game. Number 9 padding his stats.
Impressed with the poise of that young man right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, they run
back there and slings it.
Play action, gets a lot of time. He's usually going, looks like he's going with his first read, and he's just slinging it, and he's putting it right on the receiver. They're catching the ball and getting those yards after catch. Number 76 on for the extra point, left foot kicker, drives it through. That makes the score 22-0. 11:40 left in the second quarter. Now you're seeing the improvement of this Stevenson team here. You're seeing this improved offense. With a year under his belt, this freshman quarterback hasn't missed a throw yet. Hasn't really missed a throw. He's put these balls on the money. Good receivers. Lakeview has got to answer. I don't think we're at a point yet where you change your offensive philosophy, but have to put a drive together.
Yeah, I know it sounds like a broken record, Tony, but got to put a drive together here and burn some clock and build some momentum and some positive feel here for the Huskies.
Needs some of those big runs. Brandon Harris last week, 15 carries, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, had a 70-yard touchdown. Eric Simmons, 101 yards on 8 carries and a touchdown, a 74-yarder. So this team has the ability to break some and score quickly. You got to get that deception. You got to get through that one hole and let some of these track stars get out in the open field. Starts at the line. What did you say Coach Street called those big fellas who do the blocking?
Called the big, good-looking guys up front.
Oh, I thought usually they're called the big uglies. Here we go. Kickoff from left to right. That ball bounces at the 1.
Oh, my goodness. That's not what we wanted.
That ball, this kicker has a knack for putting this ball right on the goal line. Put some reverse English on this ball. Usually that ball bouncing in the end zone. That ball bounced at about the half-yard line. Went straight up in the air. Had to field it on the goal line. And again, bad starting possession here. We're at the 10-yard line. Got a long field to go. Bad position. Bad field position for the Huskies. Some of these big fellas up here got to have some pride. Got to create a hole here.
Time for some of those big fellas to move some people, and let's move the ball here a little bit.
This is a Division I battle. Lakeview has moved up to the Division I status. First year in Division I. I was talking to Coach Street today. He said that this is probably the first time that Stevenson has played Lakeview in a Division I battle since forever. So these are two mega teams. Lakeview just joining Division I football. Again, they play in the MAC white, Stevenson in the MAC red. Every team in the MAC white won last week. The entire MAC white is 1-0. That's 2nd down and 5. McKee, 3 backs. Ran through the middle.
Going to be just short, I think.
Yeah, this is looking more like what Lakeview does. Short gains. Power running. Staying on schedule. When you say stay on schedule, what does that mean to you, Al? When in the world of football, when somebody says to stay on schedule, what does that mean to you?
Well, you want to keep running positive plays. You want to stay in second and manageable, and then you want to be in third and short like we are right here. So you don't put a lot of pressure on your quarterback to have to throw the ball long in this offense. You can hand it off here and get a first down.
3rd down and 1. Power run through the middle. Tough to see who that is. We'll wait for him to make his way from the pile. Tucker Weddle. Tucker Weddle was injured last week. Had some, thought I heard he broke 2 toes. Had some toe problems. He's back. He's been practicing all week. Very trustworthy ball carrier. I was talking to Coach Threed about his ball carriers. Tucker Weddle, you trust him to hit the hole and hit it hard. And there you saw him gain about 5 yards. Here we go, 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Lakeview working the clock. 3 backs. Running to the right. Here we go. Positive yards. Good blocking.
It's like Tucker again right there. Coach was telling me yesterday Tucker's the only returning starter in that backfield. Everybody else is a new starter.
Yeah, lost a lot of running backs. Coach Street has a way, and the staff has a way of finding young athletic guys, running this system, and turning guys into running backs. Guys who might not be necessarily running backs at every school in Macomb County, but, you know, guys who understand the philosophy, hit the hole hard. He trusts them. McKee under center. Oh! I lost the ball there. That ball got handed off. I was looking left. That ball went right. There's that deception. Eric Simmons was able to shake a few tacklers. Get another first down, and this is what we need here, Al. We need to have a sustained drive, move the chains, let the clock run.
Build some confidence here.
Last year we had a goose egg up until we scored right before the half. We got about 8 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. McKee under center at his own 41. We're going to see our first flag of the game.
Looks like we're going to get an offsides call against Stevenson. That'll help. 5 yards free. We appreciate it.
At 1 hard count, you go change the count. Get one of these high school guys to jump off sides. Good cadence by McKee. A free 5. That'll bring up 1st and 5 from the 46. 3 backs double tight. McKee running power right. It looks like Weddle again. It's number 35.
Just short.
Yeah, 2nd and 1.
Boy, I'm not sure about that spot, but okay.
The ball's going to be placed right at the 50-yard line on the right hash. Tucker Weddle again with a good run of 4. 2nd and 1.
You can see Coach is comfortable riding that returning senior.
If there was a time to go for, that Coach Tree mentioned today, maybe trying to hit a few long passes, this might be the opportunity on 2nd and 1 from midfield. They keep the ball on the ground. Brandon Harris.
Another first down. That's good. Keep the chains moving. Keep the clock running.
Keep
building
number
confidence.
9. Keep number 9 on the sideline over here.
And that's the key.
Keep number 9 in this Stevenson offense on the sideline. Another first down. Lakeview will go under center at the Stevenson 46. Same formation. Lakeview has been consistent with this 3-back formation. McKee maybe changing the play. Hands off to Tucker Weddle. Off tackle right. Oh, he puts his head down.
Nice hard run right there by Tucker Weddle.
Oh, yeah. He ran off tackle right, and that's what you mean. He might not be the track star on the team, but he will run hard. He'll get vertical. He'll run north and south, and then he will lower the helmet.
I'd like to call that kind of kid a thumper.
You would think he's, the way we're talking, you'd think he's 200 pounds. He's 160 pounds, but he uses every pound he has to run hard. Again, that was a gain of about 7. Lakeview pushing the tempo a little bit here. Good power run. Just off left guard. Brandon Harris.
Those big fellas up front got it moving now. They're getting some space, creating some seams.
Getting the fans into it a little bit of momentum. Got a great crowd here at Richard Black Stadium. Looking over at the students, it's a red, white, and blue theme tonight. Good crowd. Beautiful weather tonight. Holy cow,
Well,
Al.
you couldn't ask for a better night for high school football. This is picture perfect.
No lightning tonight. First down and 10 from the Stevenson 32. Gonna feed Weddle again. And here we go. A few yards. Maybe 2 or 3 yards. Just trying to feed the horses here.
Positive yards. That's what we need. Positive yards.
Brandon Harris, Eric Simmons, Tucker Weddle, and the big boys blocking. We're starting to see a little bit of movement. Stevenson's not able to penetrate in the backfield. We're hitting that first hole. Big play here, 2nd down and 8. Got to try to stay on schedule here. Clock's at 6 minutes and running. Ball's handed to Eric Simmons. Not much through the middle. Helmet pops off. He's going to have to go sit out a play. In comes Keontae Wolf. Good athlete. Maybe they'll look for him out of the backfield. Number 2, Corian Latimer also checks in. Speedster. A lot of speedsters on this team. Got to get one of these guys out in the open here.
Get one of these guys on the edge, maybe get him the ball in some space, and let's see if we can do something.
Brings up 3rd and 8. We are in Stevenson territory, so this isn't a 3rd down and long in your own territory. Maybe thinking 2 downs here. Don't have to maybe get it all in one play. McKee under center, 3 backs. Takes the handoff. He's back to pass. Pressure stepping up, and he's going to go down. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, I'm afraid they're going to get the Huskies for holding here.
Got to have the pass protection. It is a holding call. It is a holding call. Chances are they're going to decline this and take the sack. No point in taking that penalty yardage when you also got the sack. Not only did we get the hold, but we still gave up the sack. Would love to see McKee get rid of that ball if he could, knowing that the referee threw a flag, and it'd be great if he could have got rid of that ball. That'll bring down 4th down and 16. And you go from having a good drive to now having to punt from your own, inside your own territory.
Well, kind of hope we can get him pinned back here deep.
Yeah.
Let the defense try to get the ball back one more time.
Medvedik to punt. Flag on the play. Looks like we have some sort of illegal motion or illegal formation on the Huskies. It's going to bring us back another 5 yards. Play doesn't count. Call the play dead before it takes off. It looks like we're going to be back 5 yards. Man, really shooting ourselves in the foot here, Al.
Yeah, when things aren't going well offensively, you can't afford to have these kind of mistakes. You have to clean that up in the second half if they want to get back into this game.
Yeah, it was a false start. We're back 5 yards. Andrew Medvedik, a varsity soccer player. The soccer team here is 6-0. After soccer, he makes his way over here to do the kicking, be on the kicking duties for the Lakeview Huskies. Here he is punting. See if he can get this ball inside the 10-yard line. Need a good snap. It's a good snap, good catch. Kicks an end and over.
They're going to like the result of that one.
Got a nice end over end kick. That ball landed at about the 8-yard line, but it did roll. We do have some laundry on the field.
Andrew's not going to like it, but I think Coach Threet's going to like the result here.
I didn't see. Was he hit in the backfield? Was the kicker hit?
Yeah, he ran into him. Now it depends on if they're going to call roughing or running into here.
Waiting on the call here. Stevenson coach is not happy with their player there for running into the kicker. Trying to determine if this is going to play into Lakeview's favor. Obviously, it'll play into our favor. Will it create a first down? Will it create an opportunity for us to go for it on 4th down? Let's see what they do with this special teams play. You know, you got guys out there who want to make a play. Maybe they don't get in there a ton of plays, and here you got a guy trying to block the punt, and he runs into the kicker. You see that a lot in high school football. It doesn't look like the penalty would have created a first down for us. So since it was a pretty good kick, it looks like the Huskies declined that penalty. That'll put the ball on the 20-yard line for the Titans of Stevenson. Now it's about getting a stop here, right, Al?
Now it's about getting a stop. You got 4 minutes. You know that Coach Newcomb's going to send these guys out here slinging the ball around, trying to get another score before halftime. He can put this one away, he thinks, in the back of his mind if he can get one more before halftime. So we got to get a stop here. Stevenson's going to get the ball to start the second half, too. So it's important to get a stop here and keep him out of the end zone.
Last week, number 9 threw for 2 touchdowns in the first half, one half of play. He's already got 3 today. They've scored quickly. Need to get some pressure. Need to get a guy in his face. Maybe get a ball batted up in the air. I have a feeling they're going to start slinging the ball. They feel good about their passing game. Here we go. Knight from the 20-yard line. He hands the ball to his running back. He's stuffed as he tries to run up through the middle. Gain of 1. Good job by Lakeview. Kyle Gorman, weight room legend. Kyle Gorman, not a huge kid, but man, that guy can move some weight on the bench press. 2nd and 9 for the Titans of Stevenson. 3:45 on the clock. A lot of communication between the quarterback. This is what you like to see from a 10th grade quarterback, taking control of his team. Oh, man, looks like they got off a little early, but here we go. Here's another throw. Another skinny slant from the slot. It's like they're just running a lot of deep patterns, and he's picking and choosing which guy's open and just slinging it to him. That's a gain of about 25. First down. Move the chains.
Again, that hurry-up offense. Defense got to get set, get ready, shake that off. Next play.
Somebody in the secondary. Got to have some communication in the secondary. Knight rolling right, looking deep. Nice, good coverage there by Keontae Wolf. That's what you like to see. That's what we need. We need to have better coverage there. We've got to stay on these guys. All over him there was Keontae Wolf. Look back for the ball there, Al. Both those guys were kind of fighting for position, a lot of hand jockeying, but Keontae Wolf looked back for the ball, avoided penalties.
And that's the key. As long as he looks back for the ball, he's got to right for it too.
Again, Keontae Wolf
Well
probably
played.
in man-to-man coverage out here. Wide right. Here he comes. Knight rolling right. A lot of guys blocking down, and Knight's going to scamper his way for about 14 yards. All those receivers blocked down, and he just ran off end. He's shifty. Made a few guys miss. Nobody could really square him up, and another 14-yard gain with 2:49 on the clock. Clock is moving.
That's a frustrating thing for the defensive players when they can't square a guy like that up. It's tough on you. It wears on you.
Back to pass. Pump fakes right, looks left. Ooh. Little slant pattern from number 10. That ball was perfectly thrown in and out of the hands of number 10 for Stevenson. Mark Taylor Jr. That's a long throw. Al.
Yeah,
that's looking right from the right hash, throwing that to the left hash on a line.
And that was a tight window for a high school kid.
Yeah.
That was a pretty impressive throw.
Not bad coverage either.
Great coverage.
Just a better throw. Huskies get away with one there. 2nd and 10. Knight hands it to number 22. Up the middle. Jaden Alston gains about 4 yards. 2:20 on the clock. Make it 3 yards. 3rd down and 7.
Connor Kubiak, nice solid tackle there on that play. Squared him up, stood him up, good wrap up, nice job.
Titans don't look like to be in too much of a hurry with 2 minutes on the clock. This is a big play, 3rd and 7. Let's go, Huskies. Let's make a play here.
Offensive tackle moved right there.
They went with
They got him.
They went with the hard count and the clap, and looked like somebody on the right side there, the offensive line, flinched. That's going to put him back 5, bringing up a 3rd and 12. I think he's going to pass it, Al.
I'm not sure if I feel better or worse about this situation.
Yeah, you wonder if you back this kid up and he's in 3rd and 12, give them a little bit more space, you know. Now they go to the pass plays. How about somebody on this Lakeview Husky defense? David Osagetti maybe busting through here.
Need a big play right here. Big play.
Need somebody on this defensive line. Maybe a blitz call. We got to get somebody in this guy's face here. 3rd down and 13. Knight back to pass.
There's the blitz you called for.
Man.
It puts him man-to-man in the backfield.
Caught by number 4 at about the 20-yard line. He, again, yards after a catch, and he's down inside the 5-yard line. Having trouble in this secondary because they did. They got in the backfield. They got in his face. Very poised quarterback. He just stepped up and released that ball right in the teeth of the defense, and he put one on the money. Good catch, good run. Inside the 5-yard line. Knight hands the ball to number 5. He's going to walk into the end zone. Got a good block. That's going to be a touchdown for the Titans of Stevenson. That's not what you wanted. We needed that stop, and we had a few opportunities to maybe get off the field. And just like that, it's 28-0 now with 1:33 to go.
Well, the thing you start worrying about now is, like you said, the Huskies' offense is not made for comebacks when you're down by a lot of points. So the team's going to have to figure out something at halftime. And
extra point attempt by number 76, Powell Serwick. He's been straight through tonight, making all his extra points. Lakeview's had a lot of success in the last few years. These crossover games are tough. They're playing up. They've always done a good job when they're the underdog. You know, they are the underdog coming into tonight's game. Young team, 10th grade quarterback, playing a MAC Red opponent. They've been known to battle. I know Coach Street's not going to give up. I know his coaching staff's not going to let this team give up. Got 1:33 left.
You know, yesterday at practice, Coach told me that the one thing he was impressed with these kids is that there's no quit in them. So hopefully they can go in at halftime, regroup a little bit, come out and have a little success in the second half.
They played Stevenson last year, lost in the second game of the year. Had a lot of opportunities to win that game. They lost a close one in overtime. Next week, Huskies also have a tough game against the Panthers of Roseville. These might be the 2 toughest games on the schedule, starting here with Stevenson. You're seeing why. Stevenson is a MAC Red team. That ball's driven deep. This time it's caught by Eric Simmons at about the 4-yard line. He's running to the center. Again, we're not past the 15-yard line. This kicker does a great job of kicking that ball right to the goal line. You don't see a lot of kickers who can kick the ball to the goal line.
He is a real weapon, that's for sure. Yeah, you mentioned Roseville. They had a huge win last week. Beat up on Birmingham Brother Rice.
Yeah, so
Macomb area conference teams don't normally take it to the Catholic League schools like that, and Roseville put it on them pretty good last week. So next week's not going to be any easier for the Huskies, that's for sure.
That team, similar to Andrew Knight for the Titans here. Roseville's got a lot of D1 talent. So here we go. Got to make something happen. Lakeview taking over on their own 15-yard line. Got to get off the field here without doing anything crazy. That ball's handed, running left. Somehow it kicks all the way back right. Not going to get much yardage there. In fact, it looks like as he went back right, he didn't. All that forward momentum, forward progress has been eliminated. He stayed on his feet, tried to make something happen going right. That's a loss of 5.
Loss of 5 there, and Coach Newcomb takes a timeout here for Stevenson. That's their second of the half. They're hoping to get the ball back, I think, one more time here in the first half.
Absolutely. Coach Newcomb's going to use his timeout. If you can get the ball back in the hands of number 9 with this offense, you might as well try. Lakeview's going to have to do something to make some yardage here. Hopefully get a first down, get into halftime. without giving the ball back to this high-powered offense. Hold on to the ball. Coach Reed's probably telling them, manage your blocks, stay on your blocks. Probably getting after some of these offensive linemen a little bit. Have some pride here to finish the half. Big boys up front.
I know a lot of Lakeview's blocking schemes are based on double teams, and I think it's tough when Coach Cutlip, the defensive coordinator, has that front box just packed.
Absolutely.
7 and 8 guys in the box up there for Stevenson.
A lot of guys in the box. That ball's ran right through the center of the box. Gain of about 5.
And Stevenson's going to take their last time out here. It's 3rd and long, so they're going to get a stop here on 4th down and then get the ball back.
It is Stevenson's last time out. Keep the ball here on the ground probably. Let that clock roll. See how much time is left here. Minute 13 here in the second quarter as we're trying to get to halftime. Lakeview down 29-0. Not used to being in this predicament. Last year, every game was close. They had one tough game against Roseville last year. The Huskies went 6-3. In their other 2 losses, close games. They're known to battle. They battled in the playoffs. So this team has players. They're a good team. They're playing a really tough Mac Red Stevenson team here. New quarterback. It looks like that might be Keontae Wolf under center now. Number 6, Keontae Wolf is the quarterback. And he's going to keep the ball. And he's off righty. Play action. Wow, that's a big run. Switch of quarterback. Kind of caught me off guard. Fake handoff through the center. Keontae runs it all the way off end to the right.
Yeah, Keontae put that ball on his hip and looked backwards like he was watching the play go through the center and then just scampered out there around the right side. That was a great play design by Coach Threet and a great execution by Keontae.
Keontae Wolf, technically the backup quarterback, plays a lot of other positions. He's now under center. Lakeview might try to score here. That was a big play. They might try to get something on the board here. They hand this ball left. Just to a gain of 1 maybe. Number 5, I believe, on the carry. Gary Winston the third gets his first carry of the game. Keontae Wolf might be taking over at quarterback here. Nothing against Gavin McKee. Keontae, maybe a bit more of a runner. Maybe something they'll look for in the second half. Get a running quarterback in there, somebody who can use the play action, put it on his hip, like you said, get to the outside. A lot of that in the last few years, if you've watched Lakeview Husky football, that the quarterback is also a runner. Clock is rolling, 20 seconds. 2nd down and 8 from their own 45. Keontae under quarterback. Keontae Wolf.
It didn't work that time.
Maybe the same play. Tough to see, but Keontae lost a couple yards there. Clock is rolling. That's going to take us to halftime. As the clock strikes 0, Stevenson's going to take a 29-0 lead. A little bit shocking after last week's 28-0 victory over the Titans of Warrenwood Tower, but Stevenson's come in. They got a lot of hype. They got a D1 quarterback, and they've moved the ball relatively easy. They've been stout on defense. And here we go into halftime with a pretty big deficit. You've been around the game of football for a long time, Al. If you're taking your team in, down 4 touchdowns, what are you saying to them?
Well, it's no secret that it's going to be tough to get back into this game. Now it's gut check time for the Huskies. So can they make some adjustments at halftime? Can they save face a little bit in the second half here and compete, play hard, come out of this game healthy, and get ready to play Roseville next week?
Band is taking the field. We're going to step aside for a few moments, watch the band, watch the dance team here at Lakeview High School. When we come back from halftime, Stevenson will be receiving the ball. Again, 29-0 at halftime. We'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, as halftime comes to a close here at Lakeview High School, both teams have come back out on the field. Score is 29-0. Stevenson over Lakeview right now. Two teams that run totally different styles of offense. Coach, how do you scout a team? If you run a power offense and you're trying to scout a team that has a high-powered offense, is there a way to effectively do that as you practice preparing for a team like this?
Yeah, scouting and then preparing for them are almost two different things. You can watch film on them and you can have a great game plan, but the tough part about it is you got a quarterback and wide receivers like these kids on Stevenson. It's tough to replicate that in practice, to get a real game speed look at that for your defense. So they're getting a first look at this kind of speed and this kid throwing the football around live action right here in the first half. That's the hard part. On the flip side, Stevenson had to try and replicate that straight T double tight look too, and that's not their normal bread and butter. So that was tough on them too, but I think a little easier to defend that. Coach Cutlip just puts those guys up there in front, plugs up the holes, whereas Coach Street had a little bigger a chore in front of him to get ready for the speed and technique of this quarterback and wide receivers.
Medvedik going to kick off from 40-yard line, east to west, drives this ball in the end zone. Stevenson will bring it out at their own 20, working right to left. I listened in a little bit to the coach talk there at halftime in the locker room. Coach Street remained calm, talked about playing a good team and having some momentum here in the second half, not hanging your heads, making some plays, putting some points on the board, maybe getting a couple stops, have some positive moments out here. This is a good team. It's a good team. They've been in the playoffs last several years, so they're going to continue to battle. Coach Matt Kaleo was talking to his secondary guys, encouraging them, make a play, make a play. You know this guy's going to keep throwing the ball. Make a play, attack the ball in the air. From the 20-yard line, Andrew Knight leading this offense out of the shotgun, single back. Hands off, running left, off tackle, off end.
Oh, got to make that tackle.
Shedding tacklers with the stiff arm.
Huskies had him squared up right there at the line of scrimmage, and then he just ran right through that tackle that time.
Seems like they're having trouble in those one-on-one tackles.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. They got to get more hats to the ball. The wide run, that's tough to do.
Coach Street mentioned, containing this run game. Stevenson has really had their way in both on the ground and in the air. Another handoff to number 5. Running to the right, he gets around the edge. He's out in the open field. He's going to be brought down by number 9, but that's after he gets all the way out to midfield at the 50-yard line. Huge gain. And here we go. Stevenson with this high-powered offense, moving the ball, not huddling. Already on the ball. Center's already on the ball. Lakeview still getting situated. Guys will look over to their coaches, get the call. Have the opportunity to move quickly, but now they look over to their coaching staff, getting the calls. Lakeview trying to make adjustments. Slot receiver moves a little tighter. Man coverage out here to the near side. Here comes Knight with the fake handoff. He's getting out left. It's just athlete versus athlete out here, shoved out by number 15. But that's a huge gain.
That's a real weapon. That's a misdirection play there. They pulled both guards. Looked like they were going to run buck sweep there, and then Knight just kept it on the backside, came out of there. Nobody home on the outside there for the Huskies.
Good vision. He pulled that ball down. He wasn't touched until he got 20 yards down the field. Ran out of bounds on the near side. Here they are on the near side hash from their own 29, moving quickly. Knight, little play action, drop straight back. Looking for that slant pattern again.
Boy, that skinny post has been there all night for Stevenson.
Skinny post. Number 15, Ahmed Horor. Yeah, that skinny post, the flies on the outside, a lot of deep routes, creating a lot of one-on-one coverage in that secondary, and just not able to really close the distance. There's too much separation between receiver and secondary. And again, number 9 is just putting that ball on the money, getting pass protection. Quick score by Stevenson. Here gets the extra point. This kicker looks like the real deal as well. That's going to bring the score. We're 40 seconds into the second half, and it's 36-0. MHSAA rules, if a game is above a 35-point deficit in the second half, it will be a running clock.
I'll be interested to see what happens as Stevenson gets into red division play and Lakeview gets into white division play, how they're going to play in their own divisions with schools, maybe a little of their own, closer to their own size.
Yep. Like you mentioned with scouting, I know teams have a tough time defending this power run game of Lakeview. Big school like Stevenson, big players here, they're able to kind of close those gaps tonight. Not too much running room. See if we can get something going. You might see some secondary players in there now. Some second string guys maybe coming in with the running clock. Lakeview's got to try to get on the board here.
Important at this point, Tony, to keep your guys healthy for next week when league play starts. That's where it really matters. I know coaches want to win every week, but you got to stay healthy for league play.
His kicker he's impressing me now with the deep kicks, high kicks, a lot of hang time. That ball's not being fielded. It's being fielded inside the 5, and by the time he catches it, he's struggling to get back out to the 20-yard line. So that's a weapon. That's a weapon for a team like Stevenson. Lakeview once again will take over inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Let's see who's going to be under quarterback. Looks like sophomore Gavin McKee.
Looks like Gavin will be back under center. Good for him. Get some work here in the second half.
And a game like this that might be a little bit out of hand here, you still want to let your quarterback get some touches here. Have a little bit of success. Man, a lot of guys in that box. They're walking their secondary up. They're bouncing in and out of there. Good handoff here to the left. Nice power run. Big Aiden Daniels gets a carry. Gain of about 6.
It's almost like Stevenson's daring Lakeview to throw the football. They're going to put everybody on the line and say, see if you can throw it over our head.
Yeah, walking up their safeties, linebackers, bouncing in and out, trying to cause havoc, outside linebackers. Everybody walking into that box. Lakeview remains in the double tight end, 3-back look. Little misdirection through the middle. Good power run right up the center.
Play right there, yeah. There we go.
A lot of fake handoffs. It's hard to tell who has the ball when you play Lakeview. Tough to simulate if you're a defense who's trying to scout team Lakeview's offense. You watch a couple videos, you try to emulate it. Tough to do. That's where Lakeview has lots of success in this MAC conference. Teams struggle to stop their run game. Last week they put up over almost 300 yards on the ground. They've had some moments tonight where they've moved the ball. Need to sustain one for the length of the field. McKee, handoff to Eric Simmons. It looks like he might go. He gets out in the open field. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20. He's being tracked down from behind at the 21. He's going to be inside the red zone. Eric Simmons with a big run. One of the first times we've seen one of these guys get loose here. Hit the hole, was able to break it out to the right.
Yeah, the Huskies got in there behind the right side. Bobby Clark and Aiden Daniels there in that right side, and they got good push, sealed that edge for him, and he was able to get outside and around the end, get a big gain. Nice play.
Love to run behind big number 77, Bobby Clark.
He takes up a lot of space, doesn't he?
Big fella.
I met Bobby yesterday at practice. It was a pleasure.
Here we go, inside the red zone. McKee, he's going to keep the ball. He's going to try to run off end to the left. Play action. He kept the ball himself. Quarterback keeper. They like to run that to the outside, but it's just too much pressure from the ends of Stevenson. They're blowing that thing up in the backfield and causing Gavin to run backwards before he can get forward. And loss of 6 here from Gavin McKee. And the Lakeview offense brings up 2nd down and 16. We'd love to see some points on the board here.
Be nice to get 7 or 8 here, wouldn't it?
Aiden Daniels remains in the backfield. Looks like Corian Lattimore back there as well, 3-back offense. These linebackers really stepping up. This ball's handed to Aiden Daniels.
9 defensive players in the box that time, Tony. 9. There were 2 guys deep. That was it. Everybody else was coming.
Yeah, they're bringing the heat. Just not much room to run through that center. You really got to be perfect with every block to create a gap when you got linemen, linebackers, everybody walking into that box, safeties. 3rd down and 16 from the 29-yard line. Will Lakeview attempt a deep route? Will they get the pass protection? Good time to practice. You know, you're going to have to pass the ball at some point this year. You're going to have to put the ball in the air. Got to have some sort of success through the air to beat these good teams. McKee handing this ball up the middle. This ball's going to go for a couple yards through the middle. It's going to bring it up a 4th down and maybe 14, maybe 13. See what Coach Threed and the offensive staff calls here. Certainly not going to punt the ball. Pretty deep field goal.
Bad news for the Huskies. Looks like number 2, Corian Lattimore, off with a leg injury there. He was limping off the field. Hopefully he's okay.
Looks like kicker Andrew Medvedik is going to attempt a 39-yard field goal here. He is one of our star soccer players for our 6-0 soccer team. Need a good snap, need a good hold. Let's see if Andrew can drive this ball through. Good snap, good hold. Andrew gets a foot on it. That ball has the right direction. It comes up a little bit short, maybe a couple yards short. That's a deep field goal for high school play. You don't see too many 40-yard field goals attempted.
He made one yesterday at practice from the 20, but I didn't see any attempted yesterday from the 25. That was a long shot right there.
4th down and long, trying to get some points on the board. Andrew drove that ball. A lot of pressure from Stevenson. Had to get that ball up quick. Put some height on that ball to avoid the block. Came up just a little bit short. Score remains 36-0 with a running clock. 4:50. Stevenson huddling here on the sidelines. Maybe we can see if we got we still got Andrew Knight in at quarterback. A lot of good talent out there. A lot of athletic receivers, man. Some length out there at receiver.
Some length and speed.
In their skill positions. This ball's going to be handed off left to number 22. There we go.
Nice play right there.
There he is. Somebody slowed him down, and David finished him off. David Osagetti, number 9, drove right through number 22. Gain of 3, but that was a good hard hit. You like to see him get his helmet across. Take that player to the ground.
Keontae Wolf did a great job there, too, to set that up. Kind of made the ball carrier turn back inside so that David could clean him up.
There we go. Need to keep making plays. Let's make this team punt the ball. Let's get the ball back. Cause a fumble.
They're going to take the full play clock here.
Fumble, deflection, sack. Let's have a few positive plays here. Number 9, waiting on the full play clock here. This ball's going to be handed straight through the middle. Big gap up the middle for running back number 22. Jaden Elston. He gains about 12 yards through the middle. That's going to be a 1st down for Stevenson. Still with the no huddle. Even though they're going no huddle, they're definitely utilizing the play clock. You can see how fast the quarter goes when you got a running clock. We're already down to 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Players, you got 3 receivers to the left, 2 receivers left. Single back. 1 receiver out wide right in man coverage. Stevenson keeping this ball on the ground at number 22. Again, he bounced it out left. Lakeview's getting pinched in. And these runners are doing a nice job getting around the edge and then bouncing it out to the outside. Again, they're not being touched. So until they get 10 yards, until they get past the sticks. Need to have some more containment there on the edge.
Outside linebacker needs to play a little bit better. They're running the corners off on go routes, so the corner's got to go with him. You can't just let him run, and then it's tough on that kid inside trying to make a play.
Alston racking up some yardage here. Knight remains it at quarterback.
Waiting on that back judge. There's 10 seconds. Starts counting down 5.
Takes the snap, hands it straight to number 22. He's getting a lot of carries here. Alston does straight through the middle. Nice hard tackle there. Gains about 5. Gary Winston on the tackle.
Yeah, that's not what we needed.
Little pushing and shoving after that play. Good hard hit by Gary Winston. Bodies got tangled. Referees looking in Lakeview's direction, and they've thrown 2 flags.
I think we're going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty both ways here, Tony. I think each team's going to get one.
We'll have to wait and see. Game like this can get a little chippy when you're losing, when you're winning. Guys like to talk. Referees won't have any of that. Probably had some words said between players, and the referees are going to let them know that that's going to be penalized. We'll see what they have in store. We got some subs coming in. Coach Street's going to talk to these guys. The defensive staff's going to talk to some of these guys here. You were right, Al. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalties on both teams. Probably a little chippiness, some shoving, some talking. What do you tell one of your players if they get a penalty like that? What are you telling them when they come to the sideline?
Well, we can't have that. That's just undisciplined. We got to be disciplined football players. We got to do a better job than that.
Those penalties offset. It'll stay 2nd down and 5.
It doesn't hurt the Huskies this time, but it can come back and hurt them later on in a tight situation. Coach Newcomb's going to tell his players the same thing.
Clock is running. Knight in the shotgun with a single back. Handoff to the left. Off edge. And here we go. Stevenson just moving the pile. A lot of Huskies had the ball carrier wrapped up. Offensive lineman jumped in there. This team on Stevenson is impressive. The fans are getting into it, and they just moved the pile an extra 10 yards. That running back stayed upright. Everybody was shoving the pile, and yards after contact, we continue to see it. This team has some athletes. Lakeview trying to get Stevenson to cough this ball up without scoring. Scored on every possession so far.
I think this one's going to go down. We're going to take this down at the end of the 3rd quarter. Stevenson's not going to run a play here.
With this running clock, we're already at the end of the 3rd quarter. At the end of 3 quarters, Stevenson Titans, 36. Lakeview Huskies 0. Stevenson's moving the ball once again. We'll see if we get some of these second stringers in the game. Is this about the time when you would think that Andrew Knight might come out of the game?
If it was me that was on this sideline coaching him, he would be out of the game, yes. That'd be the situation. I want him around next week. Stevenson's got their first MAC Red game. They're going to play at home next week against Romeo. Romeo, perennial Red Division powerhouse. Lost to a very good Caledonia team last week, 38-25. Very close game. Caledonia picked by some sports writers I know on the west side of the state to be a contender for the state championship in Division I, and Romeo played him tough over there. It's a long bus ride, all those kind of things, and so Stevenson's got their work cut out for him next week, and I'd have my boys resting at this point. But that's why I'm up here in the press box, and Coach Newcomb is down there on the field.
It looks like Knight will stay on the field to start the fourth quarter. Lakeview Huskies have Roseville next week at home. We'll be back in the booth. Somebody will be up here calling the game. Taking on a tough Roseville team. We knew this game would be tough. We know next week will be tough. We'll probably see some second-string defenders come in for Lakeview. Still, make plays. You want to earn some playing time? You want to join the first string? Make some plays here. Andrew Knight hands the ball to number 3. Here we go. That's a nice play.
Nice stop right there. There's what we need.
There we go. Tackle for nothing. No gain on the play. Second down and 10. The whole defensive line collapsed and joined in on that tackle. Well, who's limping off there? Number 73?
Yeah, looks like number 73, big Malik Mason.
Oh, Malik Mason. Big fella. Made a good play there, hobbling off. Hopefully he's okay. Here we go. We got Stevenson in a rare 2nd and 10. Training staff here at Lakeview does a fantastic job. Last week we had a lot of cramps during that heat. They were taking care of our boys. Andrew Knight hands the ball to number 36, and here we go. Number 68 for Lakeview.
Jacob Snell in there to make the first play.
Jacob Snell with contact, and we see that ball carrier go down, not get those extra yards.
Nice wrap up and tackle. Got a little help there from
third down.
David Adighetti.
Third down and long. Can we knock down a pass? Will Stevenson put the ball in the air with a 36-point lead? We'll see. And if they do, can we defend this pass play? Got to have the ability to defend the pass. Looks like we're man coverage on the outsides. These receivers are wide. Get man coverage on the outsides.
Safeties are walked down.
Hand the ball off to number 33, trying to get through the middle. Good stuff by the Lakeview line. Aiden Daniels wraps him up high. Bear hugs him, takes him to the ground. No gain.
John Klein got to come out of the game, I think. Lost his helmet. I think they're going to make him go out. MHSA rule a couple years ago, if you lose your helmet in the field of play, you got to leave the field for one play. He can come right back, but
here we go. We see Stevenson in a fourth down, a rare fourth down. First time they've been in fourth down. We've been giving this kicker lots of props all night. He's going to line up a 47-yard field goal here. Good snap. That ball is down. The left footer drives this ball.
He had the distance.
And it looks like he hooked it a little right, but he definitely drilled that ball. He's a weapon, huh?
He had all the leg he needed right there, didn't he? Holy cow.
It's good practice for him. You know, that might be something in a close MAC Red game. You got to kick a 45-yarder. He definitely has the leg for it. That one was just hooked a little bit to the right. Lakeview gets a much-needed stop. They jog over with a little bit of pride there. Now let's get some positive movement from the offense. This ball is going to be at the 20-yard line.
And I'm noticing some new numbers out there on the field for Stevenson on defense. Getting some second-teamers in there, maybe a chance to play a little bit.
We're at 8:50 and counting in the fourth quarter. Some new numbers out there for Lakeview as well. So what these guys practice for, though, you got a big team, got 50-plus players, working hard all summer, running second team, running third team, get some touches, always be ready. You can see a little bit of the size difference. Some of the backups come in. Ball's handed off to the left. Looks like Jimmy Shemansky in at quarterback, number 16. Jimmy Shemansky will be taking over for quarterback. He's going to run over and get the calls from the coaches. Lakeview's not in a major hurry. Good athlete, Jimmy Szymanski, multi-sport athlete. Going to get some snaps here. Looks like we got a new center, new offensive line. Some new ball carriers. See if we can make a play here. Jimmy under center. Hands off to the right. Hit a few holes there. Gain of a couple yards.
Still tough sledding in there. Tough to run inside all night long for the Huskies.
Stevenson's got a deep team as well. They're bringing in lots of talent. They're still packing the box. There's not much room to run. Brings up a 3rd and 7 from the 27-yard line. 3 backs, double tight. Lakeview staying true to their calling card. Szymanski's going to keep this ball himself off the right edge. He's looking to pass. Everybody running deep and pulled it down. Tried to make a move, got caught right at the line of scrimmage. Gain of 0. Szymanski comes up hobbling a little bit. Brings up a 4th down. 4th down and 8. 6.5 to go. Looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. There's really nothing to lose at this point. Try to connect the first down here.
At this point, you got to try, right?
Trying to put some points on the board. Trying to put some first downs together. 4th down and 7. Szymanski under center. So he tried the hard count. Nobody jumped. Back under center. Handoff.
You got the edge, maybe.
Number 3 getting the edge. Turns up the corner here. Able to
Oh,
tiptoe the sideline. Number 3 gets loose on the edge up the sideline. He's going to take this ball to the end zone.
Carl Johnson the third.
Number 3, Carl Johnson the third, with a 68-yard touchdown. That was surprising. It looked like Stevenson had him, but he turned on the jets. He turned that corner, tiptoed the sideline. I don't see any coaches complaining that he went out of bounds. He stayed in bounds and used that track star speed
He looked good
to
when
run
he got
away
into
from
the open.
Yeah, he ran away from that Stevenson defense. They're all jam-packed in that box, and he was able to get around the edge and run this ball to the end zone.
Number 75, Vincenzo Pizzo, with a great block on that play. He got out in front, was able to pin that end inside to give the ball carrier the room on the outside.
Lakeview does go for 2. Szymanski keeps it himself. Tries to play fake and run it off the right side, but Stevenson didn't fall for it. Tackled in the backfield. They do not convert on the 2-point conversion. But it is 36-6 now. Lakeview offensive players getting some pats on the hat. Good blocking there on the edge. Carl Johnson able to make a play. Making a bid to maybe get some touches next week with a run like that. Make plays, get some more touches.
Yeah, Coach Threet's not going to forget that. It's important, too, for that offense. They can use that now as they go through the rest of the season, that they're playing an awful good football team tonight. And, they were down and shut out through 3 quarters and kept battling, came back, got a score on this good defense. And so that's something they can use moving forward, too.
5:45 left in the game. Huskies down 36-6. But they got their first stop and they got their first score. So as Coach Three was saying, to make some plays, gain a little bit of momentum.
I was going to comment, Tony, on the Huskies uniforms tonight. Yesterday when I was here at practice, Coach Threet was checking his social media because they had a vote going out there. The kids told Coach he had to put all the combinations of uniform choices that they had out there and let the community vote on what their uniform would be. And so it must be the white pants, blue tops won.
Yes, very active on Twitter this year. Coach Threet's daughter, shout out to Grace Threet, doing a lot of media interaction. She's putting out those polls. Traditional blue tops with the white pants. Looks real clean from up here. Names on the back of the jerseys this year. On that kickoff, we had a flag. Ball was ran out to about the 26-yard line. We'll see what the flag is. Blocking the back on Stevenson. That one's going to come back a few yards. So good things are happening here as some new bodies get in the game. The running clock has stopped as the deficit is no longer plus 35. It's 36-6. See if Lakeview can get another stop here and get the ball back. Trying to stay healthy. You got a big game next week. Looking to see who plays hard to the final whistle. Stevenson is going to roll out a new quarterback. Number 3.
Looks like David Keel.
David Keel for the Titans. He takes the snap, hands it through the middle, running hard. Gained about 4 yards through the middle.
Looks like a penalty marker on the play there.
Flags are coming out here in the second half. See what the call is.
A 5-yard face mask penalty against Lakeview.
Unfortunate. Got to try to wrap up. Got to keep those. Get that shoulder into the gut. Wrap up around the legs. 5-yard variety of the face masks did result in a first down. 5:25 on the clock. Clock is rolling. New quarterback, number 3, Keel for the Titans. 3 receivers to the right. 4 secondary looking to guard these 3 receivers. Let's see what Keel does here. Hands it off. That ball's on the ground. It's still loose. Referee's got to come in here. Looks like Stevenson fell on it. New quarterback, new running backs. We've got to work on those exchanges,
yeah,
right?
He didn't get that one clean from the snap, and then it hit the running back in the chest and hit the ground.
Stevenson was able to fall on it for no gain.
Yeah, Andrew Farouk with a heads-up play there to get on that loose ball, save it for the Titans.
Been no turnovers this game. Usually in a high school football game, you see some turnovers. Turnover game, you know. So
pretty clean played that way.
Lakeview's held on to the ball. Just same with Stevenson. They've scored quickly. See if we can get a turnover here. Maybe I spoke it into existence. Number 3, got the quarterback gloves on. He's going to quarterback keep this one off the right side. Found the edge. Turned it upfield. Gain of about 25 for Keel. Crosses midfield into Lakeview territory. Down at the 47-yard line of Lakeview. Keel looks like an athlete.
He does.
He
didn't lose much speed-wise when they put him in, did they?
Quarterback keeper. He just kind of tucked and ran, and good blocking on the right side. Was able to go off end and turn it right through the middle, and again wasn't touched for about the first 10 yards. So Lakeview calling in some late-minute substitutions here, trying to get situated, find their spots, some new guys in the game. Looks like they're settled here. Keel will hand this ball off.
Nice play.
Number 55 for Lakeview. Holds up.
Dominic Pacheri. That was a nice play. Dominic fouled that pulling guard, got right in his back pocket like he's taught to do, and chased that guard down the line, took him right to the ball carrier. That was a nice play.
Arthur Cohen was stopped in his tracks there by Pacheri. 2:50 on the clock. Stevenson now huddling with their new quarterback, taking their time. First time we've seen them huddle all night. Three receivers to the short side of the field. They're going to run to the short side.
Nice play there, too.
Number 6 made him bounce outside, and good stick by number 21, Brady Pope. Keontae Wolf also turned him to the outside. Sorry, that might be
number 8.
Anthony Aguilera, number 8.
Yeah.
Made him bounce that ball out to the outside where Brady Pope could clean it up. Tell you what, I've seen these guys in the weight room. Some big boys out here. Anthony Aguilera, Brady Pope. These guys were committed to the weight room. See if they can make a play here. Number 26 for Stevenson gets the straight handoff through the center. Gains about 6 yards. It's going to bring up a third down. 3rd and 1, maybe 3rd and 2.
Number 77 from Stevenson, Andrew Farouk. He's getting a workout. He's their pulling guard, it looks like, or tackle. I got to see where he lines up. But they're pulling him to the short side here every play and running right behind that big fella. And he's getting his work cut out for him.
Correction, 4th down. 4th and 2.
Big play here, Huskies.
Would love to see. This could be a big momentum builder, getting another stop, ending this game with 2 stops. 4th down and 2. Keel out of the shotgun. All his offensive weapons to the right. He's going to run right, straight quarterback keep. He's going to get the first down. Brady Pope gets his helmet on him, as well as number 17, Austin Angle. Brady Pope looks a little shaken up. Referees might want to check on him. Got his helmet in there. Clock is running. First down for Stevenson. A lot of big-time players out there for Stevenson. I see number 58, Mr. Harris. Got to meet his dad just a few moments ago. I know his dad, 10th grader on the Stevenson team. Big boy. That's what this team is all about, big boys and good athletes. They've really impressed me tonight. That might be the last play of the game. We got to run through the center. Lakeview makes a tackle about 5 yards. Stevenson is meeting their coaching staff at the 50-yard line. Same with Coach Street. Players are going to walk off the field in this battle of a MAC red team versus a MAC white team. Tonight, Stevenson Titans win this game 36-6. Lakeview had some good moments here in the second half. Hopefully they can build on this next week as they welcome Roseville to Richard Black Stadium. Both teams played hard. Congratulations. Looks like we remained injury-free. Good job by everybody. But tonight, Stevenson was a better team. 36-6. What do you think, Al? Player of the game goes to one Andrew Knight.
Well, Andrew Knight, I think that's hands down, right?
That quarterback play and that receiver play was a little tough to contain. A lot of good players out there for Lakeview. Made some plays. But Andrew Knight and the Stevenson offense had a strong first half, and that was tough to overcome. Final score from Lakeview tonight, Stevenson 36, Lakeview 6. We'll see you next week on Friday night from St. Clair Shores. Thank you for watching.